Hello, everybody. Today, I would like to talk to you about the astrology of karma or astrology of our subconscious. Why is it so? Because all of the 12 houses of the horoscope represent our karma in all areas of life that we actually earned in the previous lives. And today, I would like to give you the explanation and the deep sense of each house of horoscope from the karmic and subconscious point of view. So there are 12 houses of the horoscope, and each of them represent a specific life of area. In Vedic scriptures, it is stated that there are 4 principles of happiness. They're also called 4 principles of religion, and they are called dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Dharma means what we are, what is the purpose of our coming into this life. What good can we do to others according to our nature? And this is our dharma. In the same way, in the natal chart, we see 12 houses of the horoscope that are divided according to the same principle. Dharma, which is house number 1, 5, and 9. Artha, which is house number 2, 6, and 10. Kama, which are the houses number 3, 7, and 11. And moksha. And moksha houses are number 4, number 8, and number 12. So why is it so? Because our natal chart shows us the path towards that happiness. If we fulfill our dharma, artha, kama, and moksha in a proper way, then we get out of this karmic circle of influence. We get into the circle of happiness. This is how I call it. That's why this video is called karmic astrology. In other words, astrology of karma and our subconsciousness. This is what we brought. Now we'll give you the explanation how this understanding works if you look at the natal chart. And now the house, we will start with the houses for dharma. So dharma means our nature, why we came into this life. What do we need to bring to this world so that we are happy and released from karma? This is called dharma. This is called we have to do what we have to do in order to perform. And if we go from, sign number 1, which is Aries, right? The second sign will be Taurus. The third sign will be Mercury, governed by Mercury, which is Gemini. We will understand that planets which are responsible for dharma, the planets Sun, Mars, and Jupiter. The Sun planet is the major planet. Why? Because the god of Sun, Vivasvan, got the spiritual knowledge from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is considered the first spiritual teacher of the material world, and he is the one which gives us the insight of our soul, which connects our soul with God, with our source of happiness, and this is the sun, right? Therefore, Mars is the general, is the warrior, is responsible for protecting the soul and spiritual resources. Mars is also responsible for the enlightenment that is coming from Jupiter, which is another dharmic planet. So Mars takes us all towards the sun, and sun takes us towards God. Therefore, the houses of dharma, which is 1st, 5th, and the 9th, are governed by by Mars, Sun, and Jupiter. Therefore, by performing our dharma, we will be able to achieve our self-realization, because dharma means to understand yourself, to understand your nature, and to understand the purpose. Why are we here? What can we do good for others so that both us and others can prosper? This is about dharma. Now, how can we achieve the dharma? That is the question of artha. Artha means use your skills, use your resources, use your profession in order to achieve dharma, in order to, connect yourself, support the end result of dharma, meaning connection with God, with the Supreme, through your professional activity. And here it can be using your money, using your speech, taking care of your health, because it's our big resource, working for others and serving people. These are the houses that are house number 2, 6, and 10 that represent the artha, the activities that I've just listed in order to support our dharma. So by properly performing our artha, we support our dharma. In other words, if you know your nature, if you know why you're here and how you can serve, so that you can, at the end of life, reconnect yourself to the Supreme, go back to Godhead, you need to find the way to use your resources, your skills, your speech, your self-presentation, your profession in order to serve the purpose of dharma. And after performing your artha in support of your dharma, we automatically achieve kama. And kama is represented by houses. Kama means pleasure. Kama means enjoyment. Or in other words, it's gratifying the senses, but in a, I would say, a legal way, a karmically legal way, right? So the legal sense gratification comes as a result of performing your dharma with the support of artha. And that kama is represented by house number 3. We get the desires that actually result from the performance of dharma and artha. We use our free will properly. This is also represented by house number 3. We marry a proper person, which is the house number 7, which represent also kama. The proper person who helps us actually to support our dharma and to support our artha. In other words, the marriage should support our nature, our purpose of being a self-realized creature, and the way we use our resources in order to support our dharma. Kama is not possible without dharma and artha. Kama is a result of dharma and artha, not otherwise. And if we act otherwise, if we would like to get which means pleasure, without performing our dharma and artha, then we become karmically dependent. Basically, we get karmic reactions, and we get what we get in that regard. If we do not perform our dharma, if we do not perform our artha, but we just looking for kama, looking for pleasure, looking for the proper person for life, what happens? We get mistaken because we don't have the skill, we don't have the qualities that are developed by dharma and artha in order to achieve the pleasure, in order to become satisfied. We choose the wrong person for life, we get the wrong desires, and we get into the situations that causes us a lot of pain. And this is the reaction that we karmically get if we do not follow our dharma and our artha properly. But if we do follow, in that case, what happens? We don't have those karmic reactions. And those houses are not damaged in our horoscope, which means that we don't have bad karma brought, which means that we will have pure desires that support our dharma, which means that through those pure desires, we attract a nice person in life, right? Which gives us a great enlightenment and support and, the proper understanding and respect and the relationship quality that allows us to continue performing our dharma and artha on a proper level, so that at the end of life we can achieve what? The fourth level is moksha. Because if we ignore the first 4 levels, we cannot come to moksha. And moksha is our complete self-realization, complete understanding that the whole sense of life is not in artha, is not in kama, but in dharma, that allowed all of this to happen so that we can come to moksha, release, total release, when no desires can disturb us, where we can fully concentrate on our soul. That's the purpose of the sun, because sun leads us to the voice of the soul within us that gets awakened through the performance of dharma, through the performance of artha, and through the regulated result of karma that comes from performing dharma and artha. So the result is moksha. We get satisfied, we get basically full, and we don't want more. The only thing that we want is the connection with the Lord, right? And that's the purpose of human life, and that's why we have those 4 stages of development, which are also called 4 principles of religion or 4 principles of happiness, and it's also called the stages through which we should go to grow our consciousness. That's why it is the astrology of consciousness and subconsciousness. This is our path. And of course, we have to practice all these principles at the same time. We should not engage ourselves fully, for example, into artha, work, forgetting about the practice of moksha. Everything has to happen, simultaneously. That's what I mean. Meaning that your nature, why you're here, and you perform your artha in order to support it. You get the pleasure out of it, you share it with your partner, and you continue working for the results, and at the same time knowing that it's not the end of life, there is also moksha. You start practicing the skill of the reconnection and build that consciousness within yourself, that once you get satisfied with your desires, with your results, with your money, with your relationships, when we grow old, if, when the death comes, that the end is that you connect yourself with God, you grow your consciousness to the spiritual level. You kind of get out, because moksha, it means you get out of karmic limits, You stop thinking within the karma, you start thinking out of the box. It means transcendental thinking. It means you achieve God consciousness, and in Vedic astrology it's also called Krishna consciousness, and there is a process that allows it. And since this is the culmination of our development, we can start practicing it as soon as possible, so that we can, by the end of life, when our body is weak, when the pleasures are not possible, when dharma and artha are fulfilled, we achieve that final result, which is the transcendental consciousness, which means renunciation, moksha, total release of karma, when nothing disturbs us, when we can leave this world with gratitude, love, and connection with the Supreme. So that's the purpose. And if you are seeing that probably there are some issues with karma in your life, there are some issues with performing the artha, or maybe there are some issues with karma in the form of dissatisfaction, unhappiness in marriage, and etc. And if you need guidance, please do not hesitate to contact me. I will be happy to consult you and give you the remedies and astrological advice that will help you to understand how to achieve your dharma, how to perform your artha in order to support your dharma, and how to, get the pleasure out of it, which is karma, right? So that at the end you can release of this karma fully and get into moksha. So if that clicks with you, please contact me, subscribe to my Instagram, also to my YouTube channel called Jyotish_4_life. I will be very, very happy to see you there as well. That's all for today, and I will continue giving more videos about astrology of karma and subconsciousness to give you deeper understanding of the sense of our life and about the importance of our being here, not only for ourselves, but for the world and for God, actually, for our soul. All the best for you.